Hello everyone and welcome back. Sorry for the long delay there. Had some family stuff to do, had a holiday, and the car's been in paint. But we're back now, we can progress with the project right to the end. So let's see what we're going to do in this video. Alright, so first things first, obviously the car's just been painted. Normally that would mean a covered transport back, and I'd probably recommend that unless you're absolutely sure that your run's going to be dry and no issues. And I was pretty confident, therefore instead of a £400 covered transport, I hired a trailer for 50 quid and did it all myself. So as long as you've got a couple of friends to help you push the car around and help you load up, then it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And great cost saving, because no one tells you how many covered transports you need when you first start the kit car project. So here we are. It's looking great. So this is Viking Blue, which is kind of an original colour that I wanted. It's got nice Wimbledon white stripes with the kind of pin stripes down the side, which I think looks awesome, just as I requested. And the guys at 355 in Peterborough have done a great job. They do know what they're doing. They see an awful lot of Cobras, particularly AKs, but they know what to do with a fiberglass body. They know what to do with any car, really. They do a lot of work, so I'm really quite chuffed with everything they've done. I do also recommend another paint shop called Ream Machine. They get their cars looking like glass, and they are just as good. Not sure if they're a touch more expensive, but both companies well worth it. Just depends where you are in the country, really, I think, and what you can work out. So the guys here, obviously they had to take off scoops and things and spray everything, take the doors off, spray everything. They set actually for me the door locks, which I'm really quite pleased about. So that's all there. They kept everything pretty dust free. They dropped the steering column down so they could obviously spray all that, so I need to put it all back in the right place. Nice. They've done inside all the air vents, so that'll look good when I put the chrome back on, and everything is just cooking on gas there. So really chuffed. I think it's stunning. It's a great colour, and it's probably not coming through on this video very well, but it's brilliant. In fact, you know what, I think any colour on a Cobra looks great. It doesn't matter what you put on it, it seems. So I've done House of Colour, sort of ruby red with a black base, looked awesome, with black stripes. I've done solid green, a kind of Aston Martin green, that looked awesome. I've done a Ferrari silver, that was the last one. That's now gone off to its new owner. That looked amazing. And then this one, and as you know, this is for sale, so let me know if you're interested. But we got a few things to do, and it still has to go to the trimmers, so I can only do so much. So what I'm planning on doing, so it doesn't affect the trimmers too much, unfortunately we can't do the dash or get it started or anything, because the dash is all out ready to go to the trimmers. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the windscreen on, because that won't affect them too much. All the chrome, windscreen wipers, we can really get ahead of ourselves there. I can obviously put on all the lights and the splitter in the nose. I've got to take off that protective paper. So I'm not going to put the exhaust on, because that will hinder the trimmers being able to get in close and do everything. I've got to put the speakers in and then put some mesh over the top so that the leather backing can go straight over, and just general stuff like that. Obviously I can do the filler cap and do all the lights on the rear, and I can even put not the nudge bars, but the quick jacks, although I probably won't, because of course we got to go to get it IVA'd and I'd only have to take them off again, so I'm not going to do even more work. I will be putting in the roll bar there, So yeah, so quite a lot to put on, so it's going to make it fairly complete, which is really good. And then when it comes back from the trimmers, we can obviously just put all the dash back in and everything, wire it all up, and hopefully it'll be good to go, and I can get booking the IVA fairly quickly when it comes back. But that's what we're going to do. So you've obviously seen me install everything, so I'm not going to re-show you putting the lights in and the windscreen. However, I will document with you guys about the speakers, because I've got to mount them on an MDF ring on the other side and then put some mesh over. And yeah, I'll bring you along for all the extra stuff and anything I find out that I should have done before it got painted, in case any holes have to be enlarged and stuff. So I will let you guys know if I've messed up anywhere, just so that you don't, and we'll go from there.
Alright then, so the first job that I'm doing here is fitting the front indicator and then the headlights. However, you will notice, quite likely when you come back from a paint shop, that the body shop has filled in some of the smaller holes, and I found that here. So I simply drilled that hole out. However, I do then like to go over it with a bit of undercoat and a bit of top coat, just to stop any moisture, just to seal it, because any moisture getting underneath your paintwork could cause havoc after a couple of years. So now we're starting some chrome work on the top of the car here, and I didn't have to make the holes any larger, which is kind of good. So I kept all the original paintwork nice and sealed into the hole, and I just poked in these windscreen wiper motors or the gears up through the hole, making sure to pay particular attention to get that rubber sort of grommet in a good position, and then tighten down the windscreen wiper gear. After that, I tried fitting the demist vent, and again I found the holes were filled in, so at least the slots were still there. So I just lined them up, marked up some holes, and re-drilled those holes. And again, the washers, I think they're all fine. I might have just had to do the left-hand hole, just open it up very slightly, and I poked up that windscreen washer just fine.
Alright, so now we've got that chrome work on there. Always good to do these vents and everything, because you might be hindered by the windscreen, but it's also easier just to get over and lean over rather than crouching in behind the windscreen to put all that on. Trumpets are all on as well, just underneath. So let's have a look there. That's all good, just held in with those flat kind of nuts, sprung nuts, so that's all pretty good. Make sure all your heads are all lined up nicely, so that's good. So next thing I'm going to do is install the windscreen. However, the paint shop has filled my holes, which is fairly annoying, but understandable, I guess. So I'm going to have to put the windscreen on, position it all, put the bolts in, make sure it's all in the right place, mark the holes, take the windscreen out, drill, you know the score. So that's a little bit of a setback. I thought I could just dump it straight on, but let's get going with that. Right, there we go. So the windscreen's in. Something had changed or moved since fitting the windscreen. I had to end up just enlarging in a couple of the holes from 8mm to 9mm in the leg that you fit a bolt through of the windscreen into the sort of scuttle chassis area. Something had moved. I just needed that extra sort of mil of play to get a bolt through. Not sure what's going on, but it's all good now. I will just double down on all bolts and everything else, but that's all good. I am aware that these sun visors are upside down, particularly if we're fitting a soft top. This section would hinder a soft top fitting, and you just need to flip them over. However, I'm all right with it like this at the moment. I'm not having a soft top, so quite happy to leave them as they are. And now we're going to get on with fitting the rear lights, and then we can do something that we haven't covered before, which is fitting speaker rings, I think, and then we can do the kind of shark fin vents as well down the side.
So the rear lights were quite simple. I think I only showed the indicators here, but I ended up putting them all in straight through. I think I had to open up the left hand indicator hole just very fractionally, and again I put a smear of paint around the inside of that hole just to seal it, and then I did the reverse and fog light, and they just went in just fine. So do make sure that your holes are big enough, because you don't want it coming back and you having to open these out anymore, particularly because you could probably see the edge of these holes when you eventually put the lights in. So good to get it right first time. I don't show the indicators here. Previously I'd made a little bracket that fitted behind the brake lights, and I just have a little bracket sticking out that I could fix a reflector onto. But this time I'm just simply putting a grommet into one of the little jack lifter holes, and I'm just going to screw the reflector into the rubber grommet, because it's only a temporary thing, but it will fix it well enough for the IVA.
You wanna walk on the water, and up the world with the fire, yeah. But I won't make it alive if I stay in a hole. Can be off with the backflips, a million bad habits. Still we good like we make this, but gotta listen to my shit. But when you're looking like that, it makes my head stop, and I can't have it like that. So please don't come. I won't make it alive if I live for desire. No, I won't make it alive if I wait any longer. You wanna walk on the water, and up the world with the fire.
And here we are fitting the rings. Not too much to video, basically just a P40, and body filled them in, held them in place until they went off, only a couple of minutes, and then I undercoated and overcoated them into black, and then the guys that do the trimming will obviously be putting carpet up that back bulkhead around the rings, and it should all look fairly seamless once the speakers are in place. Then put metal grills over the front, just tiger sealed in place, and then when the leather is put over that, it'll stop it being pressed into the speaker cone.
If I stay in a hole.
Right, so I'm pleased with those speaker grills. That's going to protect the cones nicely when the leather's put over the top, and hopefully still let a bit of sound through. So I've moved on to a couple of other jobs, so let me just show you what's going on here. I've put all these kind of hex nuts in, and they obviously give the effect of rivets. I'm definitely was not going to rivet them properly for fear of them being out of line and messing up and then having to drill them out. So this is the kind of recognised thing to do. So they're all in there nicely. I've just stuck on these grills. So bit of wood, you've seen on the previous videos, bit of wood on either side to the correct thickness, and a bit of body filler, and then I slot the grills in and pull them up against the body. Got some nice gaps, used some old wooden floor gapping bits of plastic there, and that's all in nicely. So I just need to pull off the protective film there. So really pleased with that. Got my speaker wires in. So they're in there quite nicely, going through a grommet and then just hanging into this hole. So that's nice. Not sure yet if I need to put a zip tie around here just to keep them next to the hinge, but they fall really nicely into the void and don't get squished, so quite a nice solution there. So with that, not much else to do really. I'm not going to put anything in that the trimmers are going to have to take out, like the roll bar or anything else inside. The dash is stripped of its wires, ready to go to the trimmers, taking lots of pictures where everything goes, but actually it all comes out as quite a whole kind of octopus kind of, and all the legs seem to mostly stay in place, so it should just kind of drop straight on. I am going to trim down one bolt, which is this bolt here, and that goes into this hole here, and that's because if you just trim it down slightly, you'll be at less risk of scratching this, and it's also possible to put the dash in and out without removing any of this cowling around here. So I'll just knock that off. Apart from that, that might be it for now. Right, so that's it for another video. Thanks for sticking with me. Please give me a like and subscribe. Car's now off to the trimmers. It's going to be there for about a week, and then once it's back, we can assemble it and see what it's going to look like all complete. So we're really excited for that, and then get it going for its IVA. So thanks a lot. I'll see you again.